There was a time when I felt like the biggest nerd on Long Island. This is back when nerds mostly looked like this. I don't look back at this time with nostalgia. I was called a dork, a dweeb, a reject. People treated me like I had the shape of an L on my forehead. And if I happened to see a pretty girl,
hello, welcome to United States of America. How may I help you?
these sounds came out of me.
Hello.
You guys are so cute. You must be here for Ryan's birthday.
You think we're children?
Why else would you be wearing a shirt with an adorable little puppy?
This is Superboy's dog, Crypto, and he's a total badass.
We're actually in college.
We're here for the comic book convention.
Phil, what?
Comic book convention? Wait, you don't mean that weird thing in the basement with all the smelly guys, do you?
We do mean that thing.
Luckily, there was one place where I felt like I actually belonged. And this was it. My name is Alan. The guy rocking the Batman Forever hat is my best friend Phil, and this is how comic book conventions used to be. Before they went mainstream, they were mostly relegated to basements and back rooms, in places that kind of smelled like 7th grade gym class. These were strictly stag affairs, where women existed only in the pages of the Marvel swimsuit special.
Hey, you think She-Hulk would go out with me?
You mean the fictional character?
No, of course not. The actual She-Hulk. Hi, my Emerald Angel. I like your rippling biceps. What do you say we go back to my secret lair? How much for this?
Don't you already have that one at home?
My copy's no longer clean.
The outside world ignored us, but in here, people actually listened to our opinions.
Hollywood always screws up comic adaptations. Like, did you see the trailer for this new X-Men movie? They got this tall Australian no-name to play Wolverine. What a joke. Wolverine is supposed to be short, right? Rabid, ferocious. There's only one person that can play Wolverine. Danny DeVito. Come on, give me some of that.
Conventions were our
Give me some
safe
of that.
haven.
It's that simple.
But then, she changed everything.
What in the name of Stanley's mustache? Get out.
Excuse me?
What my friend means is... What are you doing here?
What am I doing here?
This is a comic and sci-fi convention.
I'm aware.
You mean you like this stuff?
Yeah, especially Buffy.
I knew Joss Whedon was trouble. Didn't I tell you Joss Whedon was trouble?
Are you saying because I have a vagina I can't be a nerd?
No. What my friend means is yes.
Since I'm new in town, I guess I have to prove myself to the natives. I see you're into She-Hulk. Great issue, though I gotta say, no one penciled her better than Mike Vosberg.
I know.
While Danny DeVito made a great Penguin, at 4 feet 10 inches, he is way too short to play Wolverine, who officially stands in at 5'3".
Well, I know that. Everyone knows that.
Therefore, the only person of that height who can accurately portray him is heavy metal legend Glenn Danzig.
Oh, my God. That would be awesome.
How are you doing this?
I already told you. I like comics. Have you seriously never met a girl who likes comics before?
I mean, we heard rumors.
There's this convention in San Diego where you might see a stray girl or two.
We thought it was an urban legend.
It isn't. We exist. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some holes in my collection that I need to fill.
She has a back issue checklist. She might be telling the truth. And still, does he have...
He's just a...
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey.
I gotta go.
Hi. I'm Alan.
I'm Becky.
I'm Phil.
So, when did you move to Long Island?
Last week.
What do you think about it?
Everyone's dressed like they're going to a basketball game.
That's accurate. So, we're sorry that we doubted you.
Let's cut to the chase. Will you date us?
Bill. Will you?
I have a boyfriend. I believe he's standing right behind me.
That's Tim Burton.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is. Hey, I love Mars Attacks.
Stop it.
This is my boyfriend. His name is BuffyFan1980.
At AOL.com.
We met online.
We fell in love.
Wait, you can meet people on the internet?
Nowadays, you can meet people anywhere.
Wait, did you just say I could have sex with computer people?
Are you, like, criminally stupid? No. But, listen. Every day, more and more chicks are getting into comic books. But you have to let me help you.
Why do you want to help us?
Dude, who cares why? Point is she wants to.
She does. She's a goddess.
What do you have in mind?
This is day 1 of a 3-day convention, right? So tomorrow, we get to work. I think we pulled it off.
These pants are so tight. My wiener feels like a jack in the box. In the box.
Deal with it, Phildo. If you're going to find girlfriends, this is the place.
I can't. How can you defend Joe Schumacher, Kevin? He put nipples on the bat suit. Nipples on the bat suit.
Are you sure about that?
Well, I told you this was a bad idea. Let's face it, girls are never going to be into guys and... Be still, my horny heart.
Why is she wearing a costume?
It's a thing all of a sudden.
Oh.
I'm going in. Hi, I'm Phil.
Hi, I'm...
I know. The sensational She-Hulk. Specifically from the cover of issue number 4?
Wow, yeah, you got it. It's funny.
Everyone on the bus thought it was a frog.
That's because everybody on the bus is an idiot. Because this costume is the bomb.
Thanks. I'm glad you like it.
So, my emerald angel, what do you say we go back to my secret lake?
I'm Melissa, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, so, what other comics are you into, Melissa?
The Amazing Spider-Man, for starters. Have you read this?
This is not a good one. You shouldn't get this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What one do you recommend?
Ooh, you know, you shouldn't like Spider-Man.
That's really mean. I love Spider-Man.
Another girl just came in. Go talk to her.
And what am I supposed to say?
Just be yourself.
Okay. That has never, ever worked. All I've ever wanted to feel is normal. And not like one of Xavier's mutants. But I've never even had a girl say something nice about me, let alone want to go on a date with me. So I'm...
Alan, the reason I want to help you is, I used to be just like you. I mean, not just. I wasn't a mutant, but I was teased, bullied. When I'd try to talk to a guy, I'd freeze. Like you did with the girl at the front desk.
You saw that?
Everyone saw that. You shouldn't be embarrassed about who you are.
I'm embarrassed about what I like.
Who you are is what you like.
Hello. I'm Alan. I like movies with RoboCop in them.
Cool.
I actually, I work at the Blockbuster on Hempstead Turnpike, right next to the Discovery Zone. If you ever want a free video rental or...
No, thanks.
Okay. Not a movie person. Got it. What kind of comics do you like? Are you more of a DC person or a Marvel person? See, the reason I ask is because...
Take a hint. I'm only at this Loser Fest because I'm babysitting my little brother.
Hey. Don't I know you from somewhere?
I go to the weird smelly guy conventions.
Sorry, did I say that? Sometimes my mouth and my brain don't work well together. What's different about you?
I changed my hair. And my clothes. And my diet. Besides that, nothing.
Well, keep it up. You look good.
Alan, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that she was gonna be
The front desk girl just said that I look good.
My name is Alan, and one day, I'm going to be cool.
What I miss? Oh. I got some on my face?
Unfortunately, it takes a while.
I'll get it if you just do it. Come on, I got some on my face. I'll get it. I don't know what I get. Did I get it?
Yeah,
Like, way, way, way longer than it should.
Persistence.